This is the second video of the series of free speaking drill, and today's impromptu is discipline a form of freedom or a form of self imposed slavery? Three, two, one. So I think there are two parts of two ways of thinking, or you can say two perspective of thinking related to this topic. First one is what I think. I think when you have chosen a set of goal, a particular goal, um, or you have justified your aim, what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and you know what's the roadmap to follow for you to achieve that thing, then it is that discipline is the only thing you need to follow. Why? Because then the only thing which is needed is consistent, right amount and right actions which you need to take. Okay, so for this reason discipline is the necessary part after you have justified your aim. But also the same time, for some people or for some kind of goal, discipline can't be a very good thing for the initial time, but after some time it can be very much beneficial. So what I'm trying to say is discipline is the only thing in life, or you can say discipline is the only way of freedom. Discipline is the only form of freedom. But in some cases, or for some people, discipline is not the right thing to follow for the initial time. But after that, when that person becomes experienced in that particular topic or subject or skill, whatever that is, then after that discipline is the only thing which that person needs to excel in that area. Okay, so why discipline leads to freedom? So basically, this is my personal experience also. After wasting my days just waking up and not doing anything, ideally sitting, scrolling, watching movies, watching series, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on YouTube, scrolling on any other app like Pinterest or any other thing, which basically which I'm what I'm trying to say is just doing nothing. No discipline, no aim, no action, just passing my time. This feels good for the first day, because at that time when you have started your day you have zero dopamine. But when one after another, every hour you get no dopamine hike, dopamine hike. For first days, for second days, maybe you feel very good, because you feel that you feel no pressure, you feel no obligation to work, and you want to live this kind of life because this is because you are happy. You don't need any work to do, you don't need to do any work. Okay, so this feels great for the first 1 or 2 days. But after that your brain reaches a end, or you can say a stimulation. Okay, oversaturation of stimulation, you get so much stimulation, you get so much dopamine hit that your brain just can't do more. Your brain just can't uh, um what what's the word for that, your brain just can't release more dopamine, because that's the cap, that's the end. There is nothing after that. So after that you just feel a kind of depression. You feels that you feel unproductive, you feel like you have not done anything, because you are at the highest peak of you're at the highest of dopamine. Okay, bad type of dopamine. But if you have discipline in your life, if you have a routine in your life, then these things can't be possible, because when you do routine things, when you do things with discipline, your dopamine level is fixed, your dopamine level not increase drastically, because you are what you are actually doing is a delayed gratification. And after a good session or after a good disciplined day, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you see, gives you a good amount of dopamine and it will just makes you happy. But after a day or two of doom scrolling, whatever you see, whether no matter the content which you are seeing after 1 to 2 days of doom scrolling is the top level of brain rot, of top level of entertainment, you will still not get any kind of dopamine hit because you are at the peak of your dopamine levels. That's why a disciplined life is the only way for freedom. Okay, and second thing is, yes, discipline leads to freedom, because now you are not, because now your senses are in your control. You are doing what you need to do. You are doing uh, what you are have to do. What's your obligation, what's your duties, what's your goals, taking actions. Okay, that's why discipline is important. But why discipline is not important for the initial phase, that's the second part of this video. So why? Because I think for creative peoples, for people who are in creative industry, for people who are in basically they are creatives, they need to create. At that time discipline, you can't yourself to force discipline, because if you are a if you are a creator, or if you are a creative person, or if you are in a creative field, you can't force your brain to get into a discipline routine and get come up with new brilliant ideas or creative ideas. That just can't happen, because creative ideas are not will not come because of you just sitting in your table and chair in your desk and forcing your brain to come up with ideas. You will not get ideas, because creative ideas comes in your mind randomly. You are doing something uh, which has no direct connection with your work or with your creative field, but at that time you will just get an instant idea, and that idea will be super creative idea, which you will have not be gotten at the time when you are sitting in your desk for 2 hours forcing your brain to come up with creative ideas. That's just the part of creative field. But still, after some time, after some months of doing this consistently, you think feel some pattern. What pattern? You feel that there is a hike, there is a cycle of um, getting ideas. You basically you for example, you notice that you get ideas weekly. Like there are some days which are just very low on ideas, but there is a weekly hike when you get so many ideas and you just document them and you get month worth of ideas. Okay, so this is your experience, this is your observations. Now what you need to do right then is build a disciplined habit or build a disciplined routine, not daily but weekly. That on this day you have experienced and you have observed that on this time, particular time of the week, or this particular days, you get very much creative. So now you reserve those days or those time for just creative thinking and coming up with new ideas and just creation. Okay, so I think at that after some time, creative field also needs some kind of discipline, and discipline is the form of freedom. Thank you so much. This is the second video. We will meet in the third video with third impromptu.